Hello everyone, this is Josie from Josie Explores, and well, I'm recording this video to tackle about hard resets and clearing your mind through decluttering. And well, since I arrived from my vacation, and I was very grateful for the experience to reconnect with family, to spend time with your loved ones, and to introspect. So I came home to a chaotic environment since my cats were left on their own with minimal supervision, and they had access to our space, and naturally, as agents of entropy, they kind of messed up our setup. So since I've been doing hard reset and decluttering these past 10 days, I'll talk about the effects of hard resets and decluttering on mental clarity, and I hope that you'll find some valuable and useful insights here. So for me, a hard reset is really necessary when everything seems overwhelming and out of control, and you just need to step back and assess your situation. And I know that when you're in that hole, or when it's like you're in the eye of a storm and everything seems out of your control, you just really need to calm down and have a step back first. And once you do that, so here's my process. So first, I assess my situation and I acknowledge that everything is out of control, and that's why I need to prioritize doing the reset so that I can function better in all areas of my life, as a wife, as an employee, and as a friend, as a daughter, as a family member. And sometimes it's difficult because we tend to prioritize our other roles rather than the responsibility we have towards ourselves and our well-being. So when I arrived, I still worked with my day job, and I tried to balance doing that with the cleaning that I needed to do. It's really hard because I can't focus with my tasks, as I cannot function properly when everything's just out of my control. And I find it also difficult to tackle with the cleaning because I even if I've done this multiple times, it's really hard to pinpoint where to start because I live in a small space. If we have our tiny house, and we like it that way because it's much more practical and efficient at this season in our lives. And well, it's beneficial for our pets as well, because what I did is, step one, I stepped back and assessed my situation. I even consulted ChatGPT to give me an outline on how should I tackle my cleaning, because I wanted to do a hard reset, and a hard reset meant that I needed to get to the bottom of all the clutter, all the grit and mess that we had. So prioritize the areas that needed the most cleaning. And what's difficult with cleaning our space is that it's small. It's around 10 feet by 10 feet. It's a lot of clutter, and I can't declutter everything because most of the things that we have is Jerry's, and he's not yet that on board with decluttering, and I'm also struggling with that. But I even searched for what to do when your husband will not participate in decluttering. So I focused on my stuff, and I should lead by example. So I did that. My approach was to list down all the areas that needed attention, even if it was difficult because we had a tiny space and I have less mobility, and I can't clean a certain area because it will still be affected when I declutter and address the other part of our space. So I started with decluttering as I arrange our clean laundry. So we had several batches of clean laundry, and I was happy that we already had some laundry even if we were still in the vacation, because when we arrived, we only had a few dirty laundry to address, and dealing with a clean laundry is better than dealing with a dirty, wet laundry from the beach. And even if we spent some money on the laundry in Boracay, that's okay. So yeah, And in the process of addressing our clothes, I decluttered as much clothes that I can. So I gave away most of my clothes and was happy that I was able to accumulate around one laundry bag of worth of clothes. And I also I inventoried our bed sheets because I noticed that we had bed sheets that we are not using anymore because when we moved in together, I'm not using the single bed sized sheets because we bought a queen sized foam mattress. So most of those were mine, so I had the authority to give those. I also gave away perfectly fine, but not that favorite blanket, so I retained around 2 or 3 cycles, so I think that would be enough. And I also wanted to have a more sleek feels at home, so in the future I'll be buying monochromatic bed sheets. So I think decluttering the bed covers that were taking most of the space was really necessary. I also threw some mats that I didn't want to clean anymore, and that's not that special actually. And I converted some of our towels, and I counted that we had 8. So I downgraded some into hand cloth. So I was able to reduce our towels into 6, converted some into hand towels, and through the foot foot mats. Yeah, and I was also able to declutter a lot of things and garbage. So last Wednesday when we had the garbage collection, I had a total of 4 bags, 2 for cannot be recycled plastics, 1 for recyclable bottles, and 1 for tin cans and stuff. And aside from that, I donated, and I was really happy when I gave it to someone that really liked. So we gave those hand-me-down clothes and bed covers to our gardener, and I was happy to see him happy. And that's it for the decluttering. And when I was able to reduce the things that we had, I was able to manage and provided a space for the things that we retained, and I'm really happy because everything has an address now. So give everything that you have a home. So it's a principle or theory from Maria Kondo. And in my decluttering process before, I tend to do everything in one go. I will not rest properly, and I clean for straight 8 hours, and it was quite exhausting, and it's not sustainable. So sorry about the noise. So my strategy now is to have increments. So for today, I'll just deal with all the drawer clutter. And this day, I will assign for addressing this particular space. So when I was done with the decluttering of the drawers, rearranging the cabinets, rearranging the storage boxes. So when everything was done, I had now the luxury to sweep and do a deep vacuum. So that was that. And as long as our bed was clean and comfy, the mess below our loft bed was not that much of a concern anymore. So yeah, so the whole general cleaning took me around 7 days, and after that, I made sure that I will follow now the routine that I set before everything was out of control. So I have 5 minute 5 minute rules now, wherein upon waking up, I should fix my bed. During lunchtime, I should do a quick clean up with the clutter, so surface clutter, 5 minute vacuum or sweeping rule, not really to address all the dust, but just to prevent an accumulation of all those grime and dust and soil that sometimes my pet would introduce to our home. And right now, everything, and a 5 minute rule for dishes. So I should, right after eating, I should address it. And now we copied a strategy with organic waste, food waste. So we converted our big green pitcher that has a broken handle into a collection bin. It's it's monochromatic and it's opaque, so you cannot see what's inside it, but its cover isn't really fixed, but it's fitted enough, so it was really a good strategy, and I'm happy that Jerry allowed to downgrade the function of that pitcher because it was just lying around and it basically didn't have a purpose because we have a smaller pitcher for our water, and I even wanted to throw it away because it's already broken and I don't want to retain clutter. And we achieved a compromise to retain it, but we gave it a different purpose, and I was happy with that. And towards the end, I slowly went from ceiling to bed to walls to drawers, then floors, then the outside of our house. I scrubbed and rearranged. Then around 2 days ago, I cleaned our glass wall, and I haven't really wiped the entirety because um more than above 6 feet, it's beyond my reach. So I have to utilize a ladder, but I just settled with addressing the part that I can reach. So I've been saying over and over in my daily affirmation that progress over perfection. Done is better than perfect. So yeah, at least when I look at our walls, it's not grimy and it looks clean. The aquarium looks kept because the other day I did a little bit of gardening, and I've returned to my daily routine, to my daily habits, and I can really feel that my mental health is quite good. And earlier today, we did an advance celebration for my birthday this Wednesday, and we went to Nana's Manukan, and we had a great time with our family friend. And yeah, it's really nice to connect with others after I have addressed the issues that I have with my own self. Because I know that if I didn't do the hard reset, I won't really enjoy the interaction with other people. And that reminds me that after arriving, so during the weekends, around 4 days after arriving, I really haven't addressed all the tests because I was still overwhelmed. So I procrastinated for 3 days, but I just focused on doing my day job because I've been absent for a couple of days and I needed to catch up. And I was procrastinating with cleaning, so somehow I tend to focus on the work. So during that weekend, I had an invitation from my husband's family, and they really wanted me to join their trip to Bukhari. But I didn't want to go because it wasn't my priority, and I know that the activity that will give the most impact to my well-being is cleaning, addressing the clutter, doing the hard reset, resetting everything so that I can return to my daily routine. And we even had a small fight over it. Well, it wasn't really a fight, but just a conversation, a little bit of conflict. Because I justified that I already spent time with his family for the past 2 weeks, and right now I need to prioritize what's best for me, what's best for my mental health. And well, his perspective is that he tend to maximize time with family, and I understand that I share the same value, but I needed to balance everything since I needed the reset for my mental health. And yeah, to recap, I'm really in a good place right now, and I'm really happy that I stuck with my reset, and it even if it took me more than 7 days, and I even still have some areas that needed cleaning right now, so our storage room, so that's okay because it's not in our immediate space, so I can tolerate it because I can't really see it. But I'm setting a schedule for that next Sunday, and I'm back to my routines and I'm ready to rock. I hope that you learned something, and hoping to share more insights next week. Bye.